Hello YouTube, this is Loyal to Law once again, and this time this video is going to be a short video, and it's actually a video response to Wmpyr's video who tagged me about the two knives that I would use during a zombie apocalypse. Now, for me as a martial artist and as a really commoner, I would just grab any kind of sharp-edged weapon that I could easily grab a hold on in order for me to defend myself. And the best place for me, in my opinion, to run to and get a weapon to defend yourself from zombies or any kind of attacker is the kitchen. And so my weapons or knives of choice would be, first is this knife. Yes, as you are familiar right now, or if not, this is what you call a butcher's knife. Now, there are some butcher's knives that are really huge, and the reason why they're so huge is because they're heavy. And the reason why a knife like this should be heavy is because they're used on cutting bones. If you're familiar in going to, say, wet markets or meat markets where you see people or butchers have these kinds of knives and they're trying to cut meat and also cut the bones and sell them to customers, this is a knife that they use to cut those bones. And that's the very reason why I chose this knife. And if a zombie grabs a hold of me, or several zombies grab a hold of me, for example, I would whip this knife out, either use the blunt part right here or the sharp edge right here to really knock off the bones, break them loose so that their arms would break off, and they'll let me go and I could run out from their danger zone, run back to safety. So I would really love to use this knife with me and bring it along with me. Not only chopping bones, but also chopping like wood or sometimes chains if the butcher knife is heavy enough. And I could also modify it to sharp the blunt edge, the blunt part right here, sharpen this part so that I can have a dual butcher knife if I want to slash, or if I want to just cut bones on both sides. So that's a good thing about this butcher knife, which is why I like it. The next knife that I would take would be not really special. It would just be a normal kitchen knife. You know, knife that you would use in cutting or chopping onions, tomatoes, mincing meat without bones, that kind of thing. And the reason being is, if you enter a house and you're looking for a weapon, you go straight to the kitchen, not to anywhere else, not to their bedrooms, because you don't know what the owner of the house occupation was. If it's a police officer or military serviceman or woman, great. If not, normal office person, you wouldn't really find a gun or a rifle or shotgun in most homes during a zombie apocalypse, since all of them are abandoned already. So you go straight to the kitchen and find the kitchen knife. And it's easy to use for slashing, especially if you're just using it for defense against zombies who are trying to attack you. An arm comes by, slash it off. It really doesn't, it slashes the flesh, but what this does is it's lightweight enough for you to deflect any kind of grabs that a zombie would do to try to grab a hold on you. So do that, do this motion, lightweight. And you could also use this as a throw weapon, as a last resort, although as a knife user you would not want to throw your knife. And just as a last resort, in order if you really don't have any kind of chance of surviving in a really secluded area, and your last bet is to throw the knife so that you could run away. So a kitchen knife. And as a bonus, if you're carrying knives to defend yourself, even though it's not especially if you're in a zombie apocalypse situation, I would strongly recommend to bring something of this sort. Yeah, personally I would call this a knife sharpener, and the reason being is, in a zombie apocalypse situation, your knives, you tend to use your knives more in order to defend yourself, not only in doing normal things like cutting wood if you're to make arrows if you're an archer, for example, or opening doors, or destroying or breaking off chains if you just have a knife and don't have a crowbar or something of a heavy blunt. And you would really want to carry this in order to maintain the sharpness of your knife. So, for example, I take my kitchen knife right here and just do the simple motion, either like this or downward, circling right there, just to maintain the sharpness of your knife. If you don't have these kinds of knife sharpeners, you may want to go out in the wilderness and find a smooth stone in order to just maintain the sharpness of your knives. And last but not least, just in case I throw my knives out for some reason, just to just to really help myself survive during the zombie apocalypse, I would just keep a pocket knife with me. Now usually I would just keep a pen, but since it's a zombie apocalypse, a pocket knife would really do more damage than most pens. So yeah, doing the same motion that I did with the kitchen knife, just to parry all of the grabbing attacks that the zombie would try to do with me. So there you have it. And so those are the knives or sharp weapons that I would bring during the zombie apocalypse, if God forbid it happens. And so unfortunately, the people that I would want to tag either already made response videos to this, or they have already been tagged by somebody else. So to you viewer who's watching this video, if you would want to make a video response from this, and you would want to show the two knives, at least two knives that you would want to use or carry during the zombie apocalypse, make a video response from this video, or send it directly to Sir Wmpyr, which I'm going to place a link wherever the description box is. So there you have it. Those are the knives that I would bring, plus the bonus knife sharpener, just to maintain the sharpness of my knives. So there you have it. To all martial artists out there, always train safe. And to all you viewers, God bless and take care.